Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello students, I am Professor Shweta Yadav from Department of Electrical Engineering from Zeal College of Engineering and Research. In today's lecture, we will see single phase half wave rectifiers. Before going to single phase half wave rectifier, actually we will see what is meaning of rectifiers. So rectifiers are the circuit which converts an AC voltage to a DC voltage. It converts an AC quantity to the DC quantity. So why this DC quantity is used? So there are several applications where we need as an input voltage as an DC supply. So in that case we need to convert this AC voltages to the DC voltages. One of the application is like charging batteries. Okay, so in this case we need an rectifiers. Okay, so basically in today's lecture we will see diode based rectifiers. Okay, so in the diode based rectifiers output voltage is not controlled, and so these are called as uncontrolled rectifiers or uncontrolled half wave rectifiers. In this lecture we will see. So this is not used in any industrial applications because of its poor performance, but we will study this half wave rectifier which is diode based in order to understand the principal operation of rectifiers. Okay, so let's see what is a single phase half wave rectifier. So now this means that whatever the input voltage I will apply, so this is an input voltage of full cycle, and this half wave rectifier will give me output for only half cycle, that is a positive cycle, and so this is called as a half wave rectifier, single phase half wave rectifier. So I will draw a diagram for it. So for example, this is an supply voltage. Here will be a transformer. And here will be a diode used for rectification purpose. Load I will consider here as a resistive load. So this is an R load, and so voltage across this will be output voltage. Okay, and voltage across this diode will be VD, and input voltage will be here Vm sin omega t. So this is a circuit for single phase half wave rectifier. Now we will see how the transitions are. So for example, for a positive half cycle, if I will be applying a positive half cycle here, okay, so here it will be plus and minus. Okay, so whatever the inputs wave will be, I will draw here input wave as a Vs. So input wave will be, suppose, a simple sine wave. A peak value will be here Vm. So this is a Vm. So this is an input sine wave. Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay. So suppose this will be a pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and so on. Okay. We will consider several other waveforms also, and so I am drawing here. So now for the positive half cycle of input wave, here on the secondary coil it will be plus and minus. So if this is plus, then my positive terminal of diode will be positive and negative terminal of diode will be negative. So you know that whenever this will be the condition, then diode will be in a forward bias. That means it will be acting like a closed switch. Means suppose this is a secondary coil, so this will be acting as a closed switch here. Okay, and so current will be flowing in this direction. Okay, so here current will be flowing, I0 current, if I will be considering this I0 as an output current, so current will be flowing in the direction, and so current will be flowing through this load resistance. Okay, so for the positive half cycle I will get here voltage same as that of input voltage. So here output voltage is V0 will be Vm here, Vm. Okay, now for the negative half cycle if I will be considering, so for the negative half cycle here will be minus, here will be plus. So if it is minus plus, then diode here will be in reverse biased, so it will act like a closed switch. So here it will, sorry, open switch. So here it will be acting like an open switch, and so if diode will be acting as an open switch, then there will be no path completing here, and so there will be no current flowing through this load resistance. And so at negative half cycle of input wave, here I will get no output voltage. So 0 output voltage will be here for the negative half cycle. Again for the positive half cycle, here I will get an output wave. So in this way, on these two terminals where load is connected, I will get an half wave. Half wave means I will get only a positive side wave, I will not get voltage for the negative side, and so this is called as a half wave rectifier. Okay, this is not actual pure DC supply, we need to apply some filters in front of it. Okay, now we will see, suppose this is an output voltage. Okay, so we will see what will be the output current. So output current wave shape will be same as that of output voltage or a input side voltage positive side. Okay, so output current will be same. Okay, so the current will flow for the positive side, it will be 0 for the negative side, again it will flow for the positive side. So this will be Vm by R, this quantity will be Vm by R, this is again omega t, this is pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, pi. Okay, so we have seen output current also. Now we will see Vd, that is voltage across diode. So here whenever positive negative will be there, means for the positive half cycle of input wave, diode will be in a forward biased. Okay, and so whenever diode will be the forward biased, it will act like a closed switch, and so current will flow. So there will be 0 voltage across these two terminals. Okay, so there will be 0 voltage across these two terminals. So for the positive half cycle, here from 0 to pi, my diode voltage will be 0. And whenever the negative half cycle will be coming, means minus plus will be the polarities, and so minus plus will be the polarities across this diode also. So at that time diode will act as a open switch, and so here on these two terminals, means on these two terminals where we are considering the Vd voltage, it will be inverse of input voltage, means whatever the voltage we have applied, this will be across these two diodes. So here diode voltage will be inverse. Okay, and that will be minus Vm voltage. Okay, again for the positive half cycle, for the next positive half cycle input wave, output my diode will be 0. Okay, because this will be in a closed switch. So this will be 0, and again it will be an inverse voltage. This is also called as a peak inverse voltage. This is very much important factor in any type of rectifiers, because this will show us that whatever will be the maximum voltage across this diode in this rectification process. Okay, so this is a minus Vm is a maximum voltage across this diode in half wave rectifiers. Okay, so in this way we have seen how the half wave rectifier works. Okay, so this is directly we can't use this circuit in any of the application. Okay, we need to apply some filters in front of it. Okay, or also we need to if we need a pure DC supply, then we will need a full rectification for it. Okay, So now we will see some of the performance parameters for this single phase half wave rectifier. Now what are these performance parameters? So one by one we will note down and we will list out. These parameters will show that how a rectifier is good in rectification process, or it will show some parameters from which we may choose the rectifiers according to our application. So first is average output voltage. This is indicated by V0. Okay. So formula for average output voltage is V0 is equal to 1 upon T time period, integration of 0 to T into output voltage into d theta. So we are considering here a time period of 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so time period is 0 to 2 pi we will consider here. Okay, but we will I will write down here as a Vs output voltage V0 first of all. What will be the output voltage? So output voltage here is Vm sin omega t, Vm sin omega t. Okay, when my angle is from 0 to pi, that is when my theta is from 0 to pi. But what from pi to 2 pi? Because we are considering this whole cycle here. So from pi to 2 pi it is 0. So it will be 0 from pi to 2 pi. So my finally here I will write down here V0 output average voltage will be equal to 1 divided by 2 pi, because here time period I have considered 2 pi and integration from 0 to 2 pi. So it is considered from 0 to 2 pi, but here output voltage is only for half cycle, that is from 0 to pi, and so here I will consider 0 to pi, where I am getting an output voltage V0 is equal to Vm sin omega t. So and my output voltage is here Vm sin omega, or I will consider here sin theta. Okay, I will consider here sin theta into d theta. So theta and omega t are equal here. Now we will solve this equation. So Vm is a constant, so Vm upon 2 pi integration of 0 to pi into sin theta d theta. Integration of sin we will solve Vm upon 2 pi. Integration is minus cos theta, limits are from 0 to pi, and so Vm upon 2 pi, I will put these values in this minus cos theta, so it will be minus of minus 1 and again minus into minus cos 1, means it will be minus into minus 1, so it will become plus 1. Okay, and so Vm upon 2 pi, and this minus 1 into minus 1 will be 1 plus 1, so it will be 2 and value will be Vm upon 2 pi, so this will get cancelled, it will be Vm upon pi. So my output voltage will be, average output voltage is Vm upon pi. Okay, now similarly we will see RMS output voltage. So RMS output voltage will be also for the whole cycle, that is 0 to 2 pi, and for the half cycle, for this half cycle it will be only, we will be getting only a signal. Okay, for the rest of the half cycle, that is from pi to 2 pi, we will be not getting signal here. So we will see for RMS output voltage. So second is RMS output voltage, which is indicated by VOR. Okay, so we know VOR is equal to square root of, formula for RMS output voltage is square root of 1 upon T integration of 0 to T into V output voltage square into d theta. So for time being I will send this square root on this side, so it will become square. So VOR square is equal to 1 upon T 0 to T integration output voltage into d theta. Okay, and we know that output voltage is Vm sin omega t, okay, for only period of 0 to pi. So here I will write 1 upon 2 pi integration of 0 to pi Vm square sin square theta into d theta. And now we will solve this integration. So this is a constant, it will come outside. So Vm square upon 2 pi integration of 0 to pi into sin square theta into d theta. Okay, and we will solve this integration now. So Vm square upon 2 pi, and here it will be again inside for a sin square theta. I will write here formula 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 2 d theta. Okay, I will take this 2 outside. So Vm square upon 4 pi, and it will be here minus 1 minus integration 0 to pi cos 2 theta into d theta. So this will become Vm square upon 4 pi, and I will solve this integration. So this will become theta minus sin 2 theta 0 to pi, and now I will put this limit values in it. So it will become pi minus sin pi minus 0 minus sin 0. So this will this will give me value. So this will be 0 0. So here I will get only pi, and this will be cancelled. Again I will send this square on this right hand side. So V output RMS voltage will be equal to square root of Vm square upon 4, and output RMS voltage will be Vm upon 2. Okay, so RMS output voltage we have got, average output voltage we have got. Now we will see what is output current and RMS output current. So third quantity here will be average output currents or output current. Output current or average output current here. So I0, it will be indicating I0. So that will be equal to ratio of average output voltage to load. Okay, so we know V0 was, we have previously find out. So V0 was our Vm by pi. Okay, and into this R. So my I0 will be equal to Vm upon pi R. Now fourth is RMS output current. Okay, you will come to know why we are finding out all these things. Okay, RMS output current, which is equal to IOR. So it will be RMS output voltage upon R. So RMS output voltage we have find out. So that will become IOR is equal to Vm upon 2 into R. Okay. Now fifth we will find out DC power output. DC power output. So DC power output means we will indicate this as a PDC. Okay. So DC power output is nothing but the multiplication of or product of average output voltage into average output current. So which is equal to average output voltage into average output current. And average output voltage we know very well, it is Vm by pi. So Vm by pi into I0 is Vm upon pi R. Okay, into Vm upon pi R. So this will become Vm upon pi square R. So this is an DC power DC output power. Okay. Now sixth quantity we will find out AC power output. So it will be PAC, which will be the product of RMS output voltage to the RMS output current. And so RMS output voltage is Vm upon 2 into current is RMS output current is Vm upon 2R, which will be equal to Vm square upon 4R. So in this way we have find out DC power output and DC power input. Now we will find out the rectifier efficiency, which is a very important thing. So rectifier efficiency. So rectifier efficiency means it will be an ratio of PDC to PAC into 100. So PDC we have found out and we have found out PAC also. Okay. So I will just substitute its value. So PDC is Vm upon pi square R, Vm upon pi square R into, so PAC will be Vm square upon 4R. So I will just invert it, 4R in upon Vm square. This is also square, sorry. PDC, Vm square, I have forgot to write here, Vm square. This is Vm square upon pi square R. Okay, yes. So now this, after resolving all this equation, I will get 40.53% rectification efficiency. So it's very low. Okay, so we are, because of this only we are not using this in any direct industrial applications, because its performance is very poor here. Okay. Then now this is a rectification efficiency we have find out. Now will be form factor. Okay. Of voltage. Now form factor is nothing but, we will indicate as a FF. It will be the ratio of RMS output voltage to average output voltage. Now we know RMS output voltage is Vm upon 2 and average output voltage is Vm by pi. So inverse of it, so it will be approximate 1.571. Okay, and then next will be ripple factor voltage. Form factor is a quantity which will indicate voltage, output voltage waveform, okay, or a formation, how it is. Okay, so ripple factor voltage is nothing but the square root of FF square minus 1, that is form factor square minus 1. So it will be 1.571 minus 1. Okay, So this will give me value 1.212. Again, 10th is peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage, which will be PIV. Okay, we have seen before only in the waveforms that the maximum voltage across diode was minus Vm. So peak inverse voltage is minus Vm. Then we will see crest factor. Okay, so 11th is a crest factor of current. So this crest factor will indicate that how extreme the peaks are in waveform. Okay, suppose I will write down first of all formula. So crest factor is equal to Im upon IOR, that is it's a ratio of maximum input current upon RMS output current. So RMS output current we also know IOR is equal to Im by IOR is nothing but Im by 2. Okay, so Im into this will be 2 by Im. So my final value will be 2. Okay, so my crest factor is 2. This should be 1. Okay, whenever this crest factor is 1, then it will indicate that there are no peak values in the output DC voltage. Okay, when it will be 1. So 2, it will indicate that yes, there are some peak values in current waveform. So in this way we have seen the various performance factor or performance parameters for single phase half wave rectifier. Okay, so I hope you have understood this lecture, and thank you for watching this video.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.